Hello again. So second day in a row, I've got some video footage and I'm actually getting it edited and voiceover to post it to YouTube. I sure would like to have made more of a habit of this over the years and been more regular about it, but I have to be honest, I love videoing and watching. I love watching him more than I like videoing. I get bored videoing and my fingers get cold and I don't know, it's hard to even find a place to stand. For example, this guy, I wound up hiding behind the post for quite a bit of it because I was right on the fence line so that I didn't have the corral panel in the way, and he's a kicking son of a gun. You'll see here pretty soon. He was really bothered about that rope touching him, but I'll give the background on him. He came in a couple days ago, Friday, and then he just sat and hung out over the weekend. Of course, Jeremy worked him yesterday a little bit. I missed it. I wasn't out there. I'm not out there all the time. So this is his official second day of work here with Jeremy, and I can't remember how old he is. 3, 4? I'm not sure. Anyway, not sure if he's ever worn the saddle before. I would venture to say he has if he's already saddled and doing fine with it. But I should have asked Jeremy. I'd love to be able to like mic him up and have him do his own commentary, even though he doesn't really talk much when he's working, but he will explain what's going on. At the end, he gave me this huge explanation of all the things he was looking for, and he said he needs pickles. He needs to get into pickles and learn he's not going to die. And when he reacts so hugely, he says, did you notice when, you'll see in a few minutes, but he said, did you notice when he was just kicking and carrying on and throwing a big old fit? And he said he got no reaction from me, none. And then when he looked me up and he looked to me for comfort or support, that's the only time I gave him a reaction. I wish I could have pulled my phone out of my pocket and shoved the camera in his face and got him actually saying it, but he would have clammed up and it would have been awkward and it wouldn't have been the same. So I had to just try real hard to remember everything he said, and that way when I can do these voiceovers, I can say all of what he was explaining. But anyway, not that I like doing these voiceovers. It seems so cheesy to have to be talking the whole time. And so I'm going to try to do some other stuff, maybe put some music in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think most of you just like watching Jeremy work, so you won't care if I finally shut up. There goes Mr. Kicky son of a gun. Gosh, even hiding behind that post, I got a little worried a few times because he was pretty committed to thinking that was so doggone scary he had to kick it off of himself. So once again, there's just no reaction from Jeremy to the negative behavior. He keeps thinking he needs to freak out and kick at it, and then it's funny because he looks at Jeremy to see what he's doing, and he's not reacting. I noticed earlier when something happened with the dogs, and I think I sneezed, and the dog looked up at me, and I just laughed at her, and her whole face softened, and wagged her tail, and it's funny how they all look for that reaction to see how you handle things or handle something scary. I was hiding behind my post, but it was still felt like he could just get me if he decided to kick up at the rope. And Jeremy didn't mean to get the rope under his tail. I mean, I'm sure he didn't care, but just kind of held it near his legs to give him something to learn to deal with, because obviously he needs to do that more and not think he has to get so upset and worried about it. Could you imagine a horse like this getting caught up in wire out in the pasture or something? He'd tear his leg off before he stopped kicking. So stuff like this is really good. Get them used to that sort of thing and realize they don't have to freak out, and really be better to wait on the human to help them out. I finally went and tried to find myself a better place to stand and record, but I still had to be back off the fence a little bit. Take a seat. Why are you smiling about that? She better. I growled at her. He's kicking at his own tail.